Welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. I am your host, the fresh from vacation Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with another 10-ish-minute review. First thing I want to do, I want to thank everybody, you 1,580 subscribers, keeping it going. We had a pretty viral one with the Bengal Files. A lot of you, more comments than I've gotten in a long time. A lot of likes, way more than I've gotten. I can't even tell you the last time I got that many. So I'm definitely going to see that movie. You guys are passionate about the subject matter. And as I said in my trailer reaction, I know a little bit about that. As I've been watching these films, I'm learning about some of the events that happened with partition and all that stuff. So, based on your response to that trailer reaction, I'm gonna have to see that movie, and I don't know if it'll be playing in the movie theater local, but if it is, I'll probably go see it. Even though that usually is not the type of film I would do it, but based on your reaction to my trailer reaction, I'm going to do that. Okay, so the film that I'm going to review was recommended not once but twice from at Matt Murdock 6720. Matt Murdock, who is Daredevil's alter ego. Okay? Is that really your name, Matt Murdock? Because my real name's Clark Kent. I just used John for the show. Anyway, the film he passionately recommended was Kishkindha Kaandam, Tale of Three Wise Monkeys. It was directed by Dinjith Ayyathan. In the cast, I got to be honest with you, I didn't recognize anybody, even though I've seen two of them in some films. But the lead was Asif Ali, or Asif Ali, Vijayaraghavan, Aparna Balamurali, who I did see in Soorarai Pottru, Ashokan, in Nizhalgal Ravi, who I saw in Indian. This is a Malayalam film. So, this is a 2024 film. And I have to say, Matt Murdock, after the first half hour, I wasn't sure where this movie was going. And I found it, the first half hour, slow. I couldn't really understand what was going on. And then it turned into this amazing film. Now, there are twists in this film. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a spoiler section, because if you have not seen this movie, what makes this movie so good is the last 20, 25 minutes of the film. And I don't want to ruin that for you. Okay? So I will do a spoiler section. But it's just, I don't know. I'm not sure how to describe it, but let's go with the story. The story is about a couple who's getting married. The Ajayan, who's played by Asif Ali, his father, ex-military, and it's their relationship. Now, through the course of the film, a couple things happen. One, the government is confiscating guns because there's an election. So everybody has to turn in their gun, and they catalog it. The only one who didn't do it was Apu, played by Vijayaraghavan, who is pretty amazing in this film, his performance. So they're trying to find this gun. And then it becomes his Ajayan's 7-year-old son, Chachu, I think his name was. disappeared. And he was 7 years old, and he disappeared the night his mother died, a giant's wife. So this is a new wife. So the film becomes trying to locate the guns, and the cops are getting involved because if they can't find it, there's consequences to that. Okay. So then it becomes unlocking the mystery of where the gun is and what happened to his son. On top of it, what's thrown into the mix is Apu has got dementia or Alzheimer's. So his memory's gone. He remembers it sometimes. He's got little notepads all over the place to remember things. And through the course of the film, he's and again, I have to be a little vague. He's investigating something. You don't know what it is. Okay? In fact, I even wrote down because the monkeys play a role in this, but not like I thought they were going to. I thought it was going to be. I think the god is Humanan. I thought it was going to be something to do with that, or the monkeys were going to symbolize something, but they really don't. They're just there. Now, there could be some symbolism that I'm not getting from not being in the culture. Okay, I admit that, and believe me, if there is, you guys will let me know. Like, open your eyes. But the father keeps doing stuff, and this is what I mean about the first half hour. There's no explanation of things that he's doing, and they don't give it away right away that he's got dementia or Alzheimer's. Okay, you figure that out pretty quickly, though. Now, what also happens is his new wife, Aparna, is also investigating one, what the father is investigating, and two, what happened to their 7-year-old son, his 7-year-old son, not hers, his 7-year-old son. And that's the story, solving where the gun is and what happened to the 7-year-old son. Now, I'm not going to give any of the spoilers away, but I will tell you that I'm pretty good of figuring things out during a film that have twists. I usually figure them out pretty early. Okay. This one, that's why I like the movie so much. It brings you in and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And it's nonstop. And when you do finally figure it out, it was like you're hitting the head with a hammer. Like I just didn't see that coming. And that to me is what made this film so good because it is a slowly paced film that is constantly building to something. And you don't know what it is till the twist happens and then you're like it was worth it. Okay? Because it is slow. It's slow. Um so I'm going to give the story a 5 because it was things happened that were unexpected. Now, some people might think, and I read some reviews on it, that the ending wasn't as satisfying, but I thought the ending was appropriate and it fit with the story. It really did. So let me just make sure that let's see what else is there. Oh, there's one scene where um, a giant, and the cinematography in this film is great. I also want to say that the location where this was filmed, and I don't know, I know they mentioned the name a few times, but I don't remember what the name of the town or the village was. But it was a reservation, a forest, a lot of green. They had a beautiful house. with all, monkeys going through all the trees. But it was I always say this. I always love watching these films because it takes me to a place I've never seen before. And this was one that I really haven't seen before in any of these Indian movies that I've watched. And as always with Malayalam films, it was very grounded. No musical numbers, which, I don't need movies with musical numbers every single time. I mean, that's not to say the background score wasn't good, but it was very, very grounded, very kind of gritty too. But there's a scene where a giant is having a nightmare, and it's this huge staircase, square staircase, right? And he's at the top, and his missing son is like two floors down, running down. So they're running down at the same time. He's trying to catch up with them, but it's in this bluish, hazy thing that it's like some kind of dream sequence or something. But the way it's shot is because he can't catch him. He can't catch up to him. He can't catch up to him. So that was good. Like I said, it was filmed really well. Let's see. They do some flashbacks where they do explain some of what happened. And then there's a big flashback at the end after the twist, which again I won't get into. Um, okay, so that's the story, which I give a 5. Now the performances, I thought all the performances were good. The I thought Ajayan played his role really well. Confused, loyal to his father, uh, very emotional about losing his son and wife who had cancer, and she died. And he was really good. But the father, Apu, um Vijayaraghavan was outstanding in this film. He was just when he was lucid, when he's trying to cover the fact that his memory's going, and his angry outbursts, just fantastic. And the woman who played the wife, she was good. She wasn't, I mean, nothing. I didn't find her anything special. She was good, but those two really carried this film, especially the father. He was just so good because at first he's cranky and you're like, oh, he's just an overbearing father. In fact, they call him Hitler at one point. And then you realize what's really going on, and the lengths that he is taking to cover this up. Because whenever it's brought up, he has a fit. He doesn't want to hear about it. But outstanding performances. I will give the performances I'll give the performances a 4 because they were great. The others were okay. Um, the music was fine. I always say this. It didn't hurt. It didn't help. Although I will say the score definitely, like I said, this film keeps building to something, to the conclusion. And the music definitely helped in that. So because of that, and there were no musical numbers, I'm going to give the music a 4 because I thought for a film score, it really added to the film the more that I think about it. Overall, my verdict on this film, I have to tell you that, I, like I said, the first half hour is like, no, this is just not working for me. It's too slow. And then I found myself like, okay, what's going on? I can't figure out what's going on, and I really wanted to know what was going on. And like when it went to that conclusion, boom, you had me at hello. I'm going to give the movie a 5. That's how much I liked it. It was excellent. If you haven't seen it, see it. And you're going to have to put up with a little, it's a little slow pace, but it's building to something that I think you're really going to find satisfying. Okay? So that's my spoiler-free review. So if you haven't seen it, please see it. Then after you watch it, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. All right. So now I'm going to do a spoiler section. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to walk away, as hard as it is going to be to tear yourself away from the Indian Cine-MANIAC. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to do that. And five, four, three, two, one. Okay. So if you've seen the film, you know the conclusion. And it I just didn't see it because the way Ajayan was acting, you really felt like he had no idea what happened with son. And in the conclusion, in the flashback, they show you exactly what happened. The lost gun was never lost. It was hidden by his father because two things happened. One, a monkey got shot by Chachu. And in fact, the grandfather beat him because of what he did. And then, and this is what they show in the flashback, his late wife, the boy's mother, he walks in after work, and the child is on the floor dead with a chest wound, and the mother is sitting at the side of the bed, you know, like slumped over, like. And then you find out that the kid had the gun, and the mother tried to take it away, and in doing so, shot him. So the father leaves for a second, comes back. The wife's dead, but not dead. She ODs on pills, and he takes her to the hospital, leaves the dead body there. The child, she dies in the hospital. He comes back, the body's gone, all cleaned up. Father is in the kitchen eating like nothing happened. So now you realize the crux of the story. The investigation that the father does throughout the film is, because of his dementia, the same investigation he does over and over. He investigates, he solves it, he figures out what happened, and then he burns the evidence. Now, he does that over and over again and doesn't remember the whole process. In the end of the film, that some people didn't like, I loved it. First, Ajayan tells his new wife everything, exactly what happened. Now, he has no idea where the child's body is. That's never given. It's never concluded. And the film ends with Ajayan's father, Apu, starting the investigation again, a continuous loop. So it's going to continue till the grandfather dies. And to me, that blew me away because I didn't see it coming. I had no idea. And in the breakdown, one, when he's telling the story to his new wife about what happened, the emotions, and the scene where he walks in and sees his son dead on the ground and his wife out of it, was just an amazing performance by Asif Ali. Just, I'm telling you, this I couldn't believe the way this movie went. I completely was caught off guard because I couldn't figure out how, because they never find the body. There's a couple of red herrings where you think they find the body, but they don't. Um, and just the way it's played, and they also did this thing to show his forgetting the memory. He'd be talking to somebody, the grandfather now, Apu, and they'd go out of focus a little bit. The camera's on him, but it's a little out of focus to show he's forgetting. Like 1 second he remembers something, the next second he's completely blank. And so it's also, and just to be upfront with you, there are people in my life right now that are dealing with this, and it's awful. It's just awful. Repetition. It's weird because if you look at them, you'd never think there was anything wrong. But when you talk to them, repetition, same thing over and over again. And listen, a lot of people know people who are going through this, but the way it was used in this as a plot device was just brilliant. Okay, so that's my review. Listen, I love this movie. Thank you so much, Matt Murdock, for asking me twice to watch this. Um, and by the way, it's also only 2 hours. So it's an easy watch. Once you get past the first half hour, where you really don't know what's going on. But yeah, really, really enjoyed this film. In fact, I'll tell you, Asif Ali reminded me of Fafa. He kind of has the same look. Like Fafa would have been perfect in this. But that nice job. And again, most of these actors I have not seen before. So really nice job. Okay, so that's it. I don't have a recommendation because I did a spoiler free and a spoiler review, so that's a little too long. So I'm not going to do a recommendation, but I am going to ask you because I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscriptions. It's slowly creeping up, and I appreciate that. So if you're new to the channel, I certainly hope I've earned your subscription. Hit the notification button, hit the like button. Again, it's so nice to get 128 likes, and then the next video I get 8. I don't know what to do, but I would appreciate if you would do that. It really does help the channel. And so that's it. So back from vacation, watch this film. Aces, excellent job, Matt Murdock. I appreciate the recommendation. And that's it. We'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with either a 25-ish minute review or a trailer reaction. Thanks for watching, everybody.